Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about what is in my camera bag, which is here. Now, we're going to talk about this straight away and just get it out of the way, as I know you're more bothered about the gear I'm using and not the bag I am lugging it about in. The bag I have is the Lowepro Tactic something or other, 4 some, I don't know. It's a Lowepro Protactic, I think it's called. This is the second one of these I've owned. It's the larger model, and you can see I've customised mine here with the flag. It's got a hard top shell, back access, loads of room in the side for your stuff, as well as laptops and things like that. It's just quite got a nice design on it. Like I said, this is the second one of these I've owned. I've had this smaller one in the past, which ended up breaking just because I used it that much. So I upgraded to the big one, and I can fit pretty much everything I own, camera-wise, in here, with room to spare. So that's all my digital stuff, as well as all my filmed things. So I tend to use this as a big shoot day bag, as well as sort of if I'm travelling out somewhere, I can fit my cameras and things in here, as well as a jumper and things like that if I need to. But yeah, whoa, that is it for the bag. I don't really care about it. As you could probably see, it was filthy, as I just kind of am guilty of just putting it down in the mud in the dales. But yeah, if you were interested, it was the Lowepro something, I can't remember. Anyway, cameras. So the cameras I'm going to be talking about are my film cameras, more specifically, just because this is what this channel is going to be more based around. It's sort of me shooting film. At the moment, I am currently shooting on 5 different film cameras, which I take out with me. Not all together on shoots, but sometimes it'll be one or the other, or at least 2 or 3 of them with me on a shoot. I have my 2 medium format cameras, one of them being the Mamiya RB67 and the other one being the Yashica Mat 124G. I've also got the 35mm with me, so that is the Canon A1, and the point and shoot, which is the Canon Yashica Mat. So it's quite a nice little point and shoot. And then I've also got my Super 8 film camera as well, which shoots the moving picture, but I'll talk about that at the end, just because it is a moving picture and I've not really shot that much of it. I've only shot maybe like 2 or 3 reels, and it's something I'm getting used to just because it's really expensive, basically. It's not something I want to shoot that often. So yeah, with that said, I'm just going to go and grab the cameras now so I have them to hand, and I can get talking about why I have them, why I shoot with them, and things like that. Okay then, so I've got all the cameras here with me now, and I'm actually going to start to talk about the point and shoot first. So the point and shoot that I'm currently using is the Canon Yashica Mat. I don't think I've got any batteries in it at the moment, so it's not going to work. But this point and shoot, yeah, I can't fault it. The results I've had from this are really nice. I like how it's nice and slim, nice and compact. I can just put this in my pocket if I want, in my back pocket, and then either that, just in my bag, it takes up no weight at all, and yeah, I can't fault it at all, really. I've actually used this on shoots before as the main film camera, just as I was shooting digital for the day. I was like, I might just shoot a roll of film as well, for some branded stuff, and the shots from this actually came back really quite nice, so I'll put a few of them in now so you can see the results that you might be able to get from using something like this. Yeah, I'd really recommend just having a point and shoot, just to capture them smaller moments where you don't want to get your big camera out, and if you're just with your friends and things like that, a small 35mm point and shoot, you can't go wrong. So here are some examples of this, and then we'll move on to the next camera. had to change the batteries, but we are back, and we'll move on to my next camera, which is my 35mm Canon A1. I've got a video on this already, just going over it in a bit more depth. Yeah, this is just a good all-round working 35mm. I'm overly impressed with the results that I've got from using this. My only issue with it is in the cold, it tends to seize up a little bit and the sort of mechanism slows down, so I end up getting sort of 3/4 of a frame where the shutter's either going too slow or going too fast. I don't really quite know, but it only happens in the cold. And when I say cold, I'm meaning like minus like 1, 2 in the wind. So I'm not that bothered by it. I've also just replaced the light seals. It's good to do them before they actually go. So if you notice them going, replace them. It takes like half an hour. If you just buy the foam, you can cut it down yourself. I actually know the measurements for the A1, so if you have an A1 and you want to replace your light seals, just drop me a message or a comment below and I'll tell you the measurements for the light seals inside the door, so you can cut them yourself. And I've also recently just got this little grip on it as well from someone through Instagram, which was kind. So yeah, appreciate that. I'm going to put some images of this in now. Like I said, I'm really happy with this. I've used this for commercials, portraits, landscapes. This 28mm lens I've got on it is my only lens for it and it does the job. So yeah, Canon A1 is the 35mm camera which I am using the most at the minute. I'm going to whack on some examples here and I'll even put one of the ones where it's sort of been in the cold so you can see what I was on about. So as you might be able to see from them scans, the mechanical issue that I was talking about with the Canon A1 and the fact that something happens when it's shooting in the cold which makes you only capture 3/4 of a frame. I actually don't know what this issue is, so if you guys know, please let me know in the comments or send me a message, as if it's fixable I would like it fixing, but like I said, I'm not that bothered by it as it only happens in the cold and it's only like it's like 3 shots a row that it happens on, so it's not that much of an issue really. But yeah, if you do know, comment below and let me know. And also, I have not just got changed, it's actually a different day. You might be able to tell by it being a lot brighter outside. I'm just kind of filming this over 2 days as I ran out of time yesterday. But with all of that said, we're going to move on to my next camera, which is the Yashica Mat 124G. This was actually my first 120 medium format camera that I owned, and I think I'll probably keep this one forever. The quality of images that you get from this are insane. It's so well built. It's pretty much just a metal cube with 2 lenses on it. It's great. As a smaller 120 camera, it's brilliant. So if I don't want to bring the massive Mamiya with me, this Yashica is just perfect. I can just fit in any bag, really. It takes up no room and weighs literally nothing as well. Especially compared to Mamiya, which is good. I can't fault it at all. It's perfect in every way, and the only reason I'm not using it at the minute is because it shoots 6x6 negatives, which I've sort of fallen out of love with, especially since getting the Mamiya, and that does 6x7. This 6x6 that this shoots is just not something that interests me at the minute. I can definitely see myself coming back around to it, but for things like portraits and things, I just don't think they look good on square, and the square format was what made me buy the Mamiya, which is a 6x7. So yeah, Yashica Mat 124G, can't really fault it. Good little entry-level camera if you're looking at getting into 120 film. I'm going to put up some images I've captured on this now to show you guys that sort of square format, and then we'll get talking about the RB67. Okay then, so the second to last camera we're going to briefly talk about is the Mamiya RB67. I just said briefly because I've already got a video talking about my initial impressions on this camera, so you guys will know how much I'm enjoying using this. It's the film camera I am using the most at the moment, putting the most rolls through, and the quality of image I am getting from it is probably better than any of the other film cameras I own, which is really nice to see. So yeah, I'm not really going to say much more about the Mamiya. If you want to have a bit of a review on this, you can go and check out my other video. But now I'll just drop in some images I shot on the system, and then we'll get talking about my last film camera, which is my Super 8. So the last camera I'm going to talk about, it actually does have its own little bag, and that is my Super 8 film camera. It's the Sankyo Super CM300, which I don't have a clue what it means. It's just a Super 8 camera to me. Don't really know too much about it. With me personally, I love the look of Super 8. It's just, I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship with it at the minute, just because of the fact that when I was in Scotland and the Isle of Skye, I shot a reel in this and the cartridge jammed, which isn't something that I knew could happen. But yeah, the cartridge jammed, so it meant I lost all the footage apart from 10 seconds at the start. And it wasn't the fact that I lost the footage for me personally, it was just the cost. So for a cartridge, as well as the developing and the scanning fee and postage and things like that, it comes to about £80 per reel, which for, I think you get like 3 to 4 minutes of film depending on the speed it shoots at. I think mine's 18 frames per second, so I get a little bit longer, more towards like the 4-minute mark. But yeah, it's a lot of money for that, and it made me not like it after it cost me that amount of money. The actual camera itself is really cheap. You can buy like Super 8 cameras for like £30. It's just the film, which is expensive. I would highly recommend it though, and I was actually really surprised. Out of the reels I've got back that actually work, I'm actually really surprised at how much you can colour grade the film and edit it in post-production. It was quite interesting to learn and just see that for myself. I'm going to put some examples of the Super 8 that I've shot in now, and then right before we finish the video, I'll just run through some of the film stocks that I'm using. Okay then, so just before we finish the video, I'm going to talk to you guys about the film stocks which I'm currently using. For 120, I am shooting portrait pretty consistently at the minute. Portrait 160 to 400 are sort of the main two which I bounce between. I've shot maybe 2 rolls of 800, but I tend to go with 160, 400, just because that's what I've bought. There's no really thought behind it, it's just what I buy. And then for 35mm, I am shooting primarily Fuji, what is it? Fujifilm Superior Extra or Extra Superior 400. It's that one there, if that focuses. This is my main film stock just because I like the colour palette that it creates, and yeah, it's a little bit cheaper than portrait as well, which is also nice and something that I bear in mind when I buy my film, because I don't want to be spending too much money on it, as film prices do seem to be climbing quite a bit. But yeah, with all of this said then guys, I'm going to end the video here. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please leave a like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.